Hi guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome to our live this week. This week is a little bit different. We're doing screen sharing. We get a lot of questions and there's a lot of stuff on our website that we think is underutilized. So today we're just going to be kind of doing an overview of what's on our website, where to find things, if you have any questions, just hopefully make it easier for you. So during this live, I can't see your questions, but I will be checking afterwards and I'll be checking for the weeks to come. So say hi. We love shout outs. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know any questions or anything you want to know. And I will get to those after the live. So let's dive in, I guess. So this is our home page. Most of the things that you guys will want to know about are going to be in this top navigation bar. There's about, financing, which I'll get to in just a second, frequently asked questions, and our blog. These are going to be great resources for questions about the tent, about the tank, about floating in general. If you have just a general floating question, our blog would be a great place to check. So you can come here, see what we have. We have these different tabs on the sides that you can look through. You can search for stuff if you want to know about floating and PTSD, for example. There we go. There's a story on it, or just general benefits. And my computer is being a little slow. But so just different benefits of floating. So that's a cool feature if you just want to learn more. We'll go back to our home page. We also have this contact. So here's just our general contact info, phone number, email. I think the best way to get a hold of us is through our phone. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Leave a message and we'll get back to you. It's usually the easiest way and the fastest way. You can also email info@zenfloatco.com. Request customer support. So this is generally for people who have a float tent or tank already and need technical help, or if you have specific questions about buying, things like that. And then our speak with a floating specialist. This is generally better if you're new to floating or if you're considering getting a float tank. One of our float specialists can just talk to you about your practice, your float practice, and maybe what the best option for you is, whether that's floating at home, floating at a sender. If you've never floated, this is a great option. It can help you get started, help you find a center, things like that. So back on our home page, I want to talk about financing. So it's up in the top right corner of the navigation bar. This is a great option we have that a lot of people don't actually know about. So we offer float tank financing. Right now, it's just for our float tent, whether you're getting it lower 48 states or internationally, or if you want Epsom salt and a tent. So financing, it's done through PayPal and there's 0% interest. So it's really just a great option, pay it off monthly rather than doing an upfront payment. And we're working on getting financing for our new tank. So that is in the works. It should be up in a few months. But basically, this kind of explains how it works. You fill it out with PayPal and then go from there. And there's a bit more details on this page if you guys are interested or want to look at that. And then we'll be posting about when financing becomes available for the tank for our newer version. So if we go back to our home page, a couple of shop now, and I'll come back to that in just a little bit because we do offer things other than just tents and tanks. So we'll cover that in a second, but we scroll down, we have our featured products. So this is the Zen Float tent and the Zen Float tank, and you can just click on these, learn more about the differences, which one might be the best option for you. If you keep scrolling, experience the benefits of floating at home, get a quote. So this is for a shipping quote. So we'll go ahead, click that. So to get a shipping quote, we have a standard rate in the lower 48 if you're doing a float ready package. And a float ready package comes with either a tent or a tank, and it comes with salt, and then a standard rate of shipping that's included in your initial payment. And the reason we can only do this for the lower 48 is because we only ship salt within the lower 48. So outside of that, you will get a shipping quote. This is probably the easiest way to do it. Just fill it out. We can get your address so we can look that up, and then you click get quote, and then you can expect an email to come through with how much shipping would cost for you. So if we go back to our home page, oh, sorry, went a little too fast. So we are just here. That's where you'd get quote. If you keep scrolling down, just here are some reviews if you guys want to read through those if you're interested. And then this is something a lot of people don't know about as well. It's just resources. So the Float 101 beginners course, this is, like it says, it's just a free mini course. It comes through on email, and it basically just teaches you about floating and how to get started. It really goes in depth to the benefits of floating and just what you need to know about floating, what's important. So that can be a great place to start if you're interested in floating and you've never tried it, or you're new to it and maybe it still feels like a little uncomfortable, or you just have some questions. So that's a great resource. If you're considering buying a tank or a tent, or you just want to learn more about owning one at home, the float tent brochure and the float tank brochure, those are going to be the most comprehensive guides we offer, with pretty much everything you need to know about the tent and the tank. Talks about pricing options, more logistical stuff like size, the footprint, how much water and salt you need, how to source source salt, excuse me. And then it talks about the components of the tent and the tank, like the filtration system, the UV, the heating pads, things like that. So if you're curious, this can be a great option. If you'd rather just talk to someone, you're always welcome to call us. That is definitely an option too, but these can just be great resources for getting started in floating or getting started in at-home floating. And then if you scroll down, this just has a lot more things at the very bottom of our website that can be helpful. So one thing I wanted to point out, we do have a veterans discount if you click on that. And it is any veteran in the world. So we actually did just change that. So that's just a great option. You get 10% off on a float tank purchase. And if you guys aren't aware, floating can be really helpful for PTSD, for anxiety, or chronic pain. And so we just kind of want to say thank you and give back to people that are serving for us and people that are helping us. So that's one thing. And there's some videos on float therapy and PTSD if you guys are curious about learning more about that. And I also believe we have a blog post about it. So going back to our homepage, again, we're down at the very bottom of the homepage. Another thing I wanted to point out, returns. If you have a return, or if you want to request one, this just kind of goes over basic warranty info. You can fill out this here, submit it, and then you'll get a response via email. You can also just call or email us and we can help you. And then one last thing, our shipping quote again is down at the bottom. So again, there's just shipping. That's super helpful if you're not in the lower 48. So now I just wanted to go back up. Oh, one last thing. We do have affiliate marketing, which not a lot of people know about as well. So basically, if you have a tent, if you have a tank, anytime you refer someone to Zen Float Co. and they purchase a tank, you get 5% commission. So that's just kind of fun if you know you're going to be have a lot of friends that are floating. It's just kind of a way for you to earn back after you've spent and for just referring us. So back on our home page, if you scroll all the way up and you go to our shop. So either this shop now or in the corner. So it starts out with our float tanks, and there is a difference between our tank and our tent. The tank is our newer, upgraded version. It's inflatable. It's a lot more structurally sound. There's a lot less pieces, so it just makes it a lot easier to set up. A lot less can go wrong because it is one piece. And people have been worried about the inflatable part, but it's really sturdy. It's really secure. It's the same material that inflatable kayaks and paddle boards are made out of. It's drop stitch technology, and it's about 2.5 inches thick. So if it does get punctured, it's going to let out air. It's not going to let out water unless it's punctured past the 2 inches, the 2.5 inches of insulation. So there is the option, the float ready package with Epsom salt. Again, it's only lower 48 because we can only ship salt within the lower 48 states. We can't ship it international. However, we will help you source salt. We've shipped a lot of international tanks and tents, and we know where to get salt internationally, so we can help you find that and help you get the best price for that. Then down a little bit, the float tents. Kind of explain the difference. This one is made with steel poles and a vinyl cover, so a little bit different build. Again, you can get just the tent or you can get the salt if you're in the lower 48. We do just ship salt as well, so if you stay up on weekly and monthly water care and tank maintenance, your water and salt should last for up to 2 years. And then you'll need to fully drain it, clean it, and get new water and get new salt. And so we do sell just the salt. Again, if you're international, we can help you source that. We also sell maintenance supplies and replacement parts. So filter bags, we should be getting these aqua checks in soon, which just test water levels. It makes it super easy. pH up and down for the alkalinity. And then just filters. This hydrometer, if you guys haven't used it, it makes it so easy. You basically just suck up some water from the tank, and it lets you know if you need to add more salt or add more water, or if you're at a good saturation to float. So that makes it super easy. Scrolling down a little bit more, we also have accessories and apparel. So the t-shirts, super comfy, just kind of fun. The float journal is really cool. It's kind of nice to journal before and after floats and just see how your mindset shifts. If anything came up during your float, to just immediately write it down. Floating is really good for creativity and problem solving. And so to journal it right after the experience happens, it can really help solidify and stick things in your brain. And it's just kind of cool to see your journey when you started floating and then 6 months into floating, how your mindset's changed, how you've shifted, lessons you've learned, different things like that. And then we also have these underwater float headphones, which are awesome. I'm obsessed with them. I listen to guided meditation for about the first 20 minutes of my float, and it just kind of helps me relax physically and mentally, and then I'll go into a silent float. People also choose to listen to music, chants, things like that. And the cord on these is 9 feet. So I will just put it into my phone and then set my phone really far away so I don't worry about it getting wet or just getting distracted or things like that. So yeah, those are just fun things that we have on our website. There's kind of a lot on here and a lot of like sneaky stuff that people don't always know about. So if you have any questions, again, just comment on this live and I'll get to them after this video. And yeah, so I hope that everyone is just having a good day, and we will see you next Wednesday at 4:30. Bye, guys.